So, the coronavirus and the effects of it, the effects that it's having on us human beings. Um, for the most part, man, it's kind of. For the most part, the world has been, as we all know, it has been at a very selfish state. And how many viruses have been in the way of when something behind the scenes actually really go and takes place. I've known a lot of I've known of a lot of privileged people, but never knew many. I've known of a lot of people that struggled and died on the streets from gang banging in a lifestyle or just smoking drugs, and some people recovered and don't want for nothing. Decided to go to work and do whatever they can do to make a better life for themselves. Some people that I know wasn't rewarded that opportunity. Um, a lot of people say well, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that. But like I said in that last video that I made, if you can't walk and you're in a wheelchair and your spinal cord is damaged and your legs are damaged, you're not gonna walk. If your mind has been warped, if your mind has been um, basically ruined by childhood experiences, then there has to be some type of help for you. That's when I refer to it as a mental wheelchair. There has to be some kind of help. There used to be a lot of help for the mentally ill. There used to be a lot of help that people can go to in trade schools, job corps. A lot of that stuff kind of went out the door. They put an age on it. I don't care if you're still alive. I don't care if you're 90 and you're still able to redo your life. I think that you should be rewarded that opportunity to become better, so that you can be better for yourself or for other people. I think you deserve that opportunity. Um, Notice how no one can go buy any kind of name brand clothes. Nobody can go buy any kind of. I mean, you got the Walmart, you got the T-shirts, the underwear, the things that the bare necessities that you need. You're entitled to right now. I know a lot of people that lived on this earth at a very disadvantage. Is this why this is happening? Only God knows. I can't really place any judgment on anything that happens. I can only express my opinion. Um, I can't condemn people and say this or that. But what I do pray for is the homeless people, my kids. Our kids are going through things, and people want to see how you react to it. Everybody, kids go through something. I knew of a man who was very privileged. They had a lot of what um you would call wealth or whatever. They had things. They had houses. They had the cars. The kids were okay, but the kid committed suicide, jumped off of a bridge, and the parents could not understand what happened. All of our kids get attacked in the mind just like our adults. So we have to pray for our children on a consistent basis, constantly. I grew up with my grandmother. I had a friend. I had a girlfriend who actually lost her dad, and I would see her crying for her dad all the time. Every time she thought about him, she just, dude. When in my point for saying this is that I didn't understand it because I had never lost a loved one that was close to me until I just lost my grandmother. When you lose a loved one because of the mystery of death, like nobody knows where anybody goes and the body goes in the ground and you see the body, nobody really knows what happened. So it has an effect on you. And if you've been already through a lifetime of pain, the death of someone can kind of take you over, kind of take you overboard. I was just telling my sister, I was saying that we just lost we just lost our grandmother, who was like our mother, just as close as our mother. This is grandma. You know what I mean? And during this coronavirus and everybody's walking around with masks on, certain family members are shooing you away because of, nobody's really, no, I don't know nobody sick. People saying that I've heard people say, oh, I know some family members that died from a coronavirus and this and that. I mean, who am I to say that this thing is not real? Who am I to say it's not real or it's fake or it's, I know that there are consequences to action. If there's a virus, look at this. I'm looking at I don't know if you can see that squirrel climbing down that tree right now. I don't know if you can see that, but he's already gone. I mean, we have earthly animals who are just walking around freely. Birds flying through the air like without a care in the world. But the masses are wearing masks. Yeah. There you go, he came back. He or she, whatever. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll check it out and see if you can see it when I look at the video. I just really want to talk about this. You know what I mean? Because when you get to the point to where there's no flossing in the world, there's no arrogance at restaurants, there's no crazy looks. You can't even go into a restaurant. You can't even go buy a pair of Jordans or a pair of Gucci shoes. You can't even. And if you are driving around in your Bentley, it's like don't nobody really even. They don't even won't even care to even look at you because they don't know if you got it right. People are talking to each other from a distance, which is like something we were doing anyway. Some people didn't want to talk to you at all anyway. Because of your skin or because of your nationality or because of your religious differences and things of that nature. So I did hear my kid's mom say that nobody is exempt from this. No one. Everyone has, most people, 90%, 95% of the people has a mask on. Perfect example of there's nowhere to run and there's nowhere to hide because you don't even know what you're running from and you don't even know what you're running to if you're running closer to it or running away from it. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I have no idea how I got through the childhood and through some of the adulthood that I got through, other than the fact that I can say it was the strength of God that brought me through, the faith, grace. I don't know. I don't know how I still get through some of the things that I experience now, the heartaches, the heartbreaks, the time and time again of trying to accomplish things and the constant prayers that I don't know a person in their right mind who is not trying to do their very best through every situation. The example that I was making about the deaths and families and things that we've gone through, sometimes you don't know how to recover from an abundance of pain. So you take it out in different type of ways because of how cold the world is, especially LA, New York, big places like that. I went to Kentucky, saw how those people were living, unbelievable. Not more so Kentucky, but East St. Louis, St. Louis. I walked in the bathroom in East St. Louis at a gas station, and the man said that they are not putting any money in the cities, dude. They're not putting no money in these cities, and they're letting us die out here, bro. He sure did. And it looked like death. It looked like you just die now, dude. Now. That's how I look. Like when you walk, if you try to walk around the neighborhood, it's like, what the, like when I make those videos about the Twilight Zone, it was a real Twilight Zone. It was a real Twilight Zone out there. It was scary. East St. Louis was scary. St. Louis was scary. Basketball players, football players, a lot of the actors, a lot of these people did help people, but now you got to take a look at yourself. It was like, what was I doing for society and other people? A lot of people did help, but the mass majority of these people would not come together to help people. I don't have a guilty conscience toward it because I do the best that I can with what I have. And if I have more, I'll do more. You know better, you do better. Pain is real and it ain't no joke. But I think we had an abundance of overflow of pain. And this is part of the reason why the society is the way it is right now. All over the states. Maybe it is an act of God. I heard in a poem that we are guests on the earth. The earth would be fine without us here. We are guests here on planet Earth, basically maining the land and eating off of what the land has to offer. And then we show this arrogance and hate for one another while we eat what comes from the planet. All the steels, earth, wind, and fire, everything that we drive, everything that has to do with anything that we do, even to nourish our own bodies, comes from the earth. We are guests here. Could be a strong possibility that the cup has overflown with this negative crap that's going on right now, man. Everybody has a right to believe what they want. I don't believe in cursing people with God. No. But I've watched throughout life that continuing in a certain direction for long periods of time, especially if it's negative, there's an overflow that can come. So I think that from hurt and pain we've made a fool out of love. I think we're always trying to tap into it. But we've allowed our society to get in the way of it. Women are prostitutes for guys with nice cars and a little bit of money, and that can be either one of us. Our women has become a price ticket on this planet. We all came from a woman. Men are all seed bearers, and lust is strong with all of us. I mean, we all have to fight that. Well, most of us. Especially if you're single, coming up in the world, Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Our women has become a price ticket. The women on the planet. A woman put on a short dress right now and walk 10 blocks. By the time she gets to the 10th block, there'll be at least 5 to 10 men that have pulled over and offered her money for sex. Just something to think about. I think about it. A man can go throw on the best suit in the world. Walk 10 blocks, you just be walking 10 blocks. And no woman's going to pull over and offer you money to have sex with her. I don't know how that happened. I'm still like, there's no longer you take care of me, I take care of me, you take care of you. We'll take care of each other together. No, it's like you take care of me. Whatever's who made this one up? Whatever mine, whatever you, how the men said, whatever mine's is hers, and whatever hers is hers. Or how she would say it, whatever's yours is mine, and whatever's mine is mine. People become lovers of themselves, like I was talking about in the first video. I don't know, man. Survival. We put a price tag on survival when everything on the planet is getting free and was given to us. But we put a price tag on everything, including our women, and made that this jewel of, men competing for the same woman. And there's millions of beautiful women everywhere, billions of them, and billions of beautiful people everywhere. But we put a price tag on ones that look a certain kind of way. To me, it's no surprise what's happening right now. It's no surprise. It doesn't surprise me that, you wonder, like, this place is crazy. Like, something's going to happen. Something's got it. Even if it bounces back, it's still a terrible way to live in a world where certain people have. Just imagine, though. But you know what the real therapy is. You know what the real therapy is a good word. But you know what the real is about this is that everybody is not given a fair chance and a fair opportunity at the things of this life. I heard a man say that's why you only see certain people renting those beach houses and stuff like that. They can't nobody else even buy one. Everybody is not given a fair opportunity to not even a certain extent because of skin color and all this prejudice, racism, and whatever we got going on. To whereas if everybody had a decent opportunity at the things on this planet, then there would be no prostitution. Love would be more in control, because I don't need money, because we all have just about all that we need. So there's only love to balance. There is no hustle and bustle. There would be no need for no prostitution. Prostitute for what? If you have your fair share, why would you sell your body to a stranger who can kill you? But we've gotten to the point to where we'll risk our life, our mouth, our this, our women, or we've made our women sell themselves on the streets because of lack of money. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You wonder in your head, like, when is this going to stop? You can't find love because money is in the way. You missed opportunities, was not even given to you anyway. Let's just be real. The opportunities that some had, you'll never have, because they were taken away a long time ago. What kind of a human being would glorify a person hanging from a tree and make movies about it over and over again? Like, is there a point to this? Is there some kind of, are we getting somewhere with this, or is this just a reminder of how hate works? Hmm. Hmm. Me personally, nowhere in the world I'll make no movie about that and have people relive that crap. There's nowhere in the world. Why? Why would I? What would that say about me? What type of person would I be if I did that? I want to remind you of a man being buried down to up to his neck for trying to escape a situation that was torture for him. And I'm gonna just let my big head German shepherds eat his head off. And I'll remind you of decades later. I mean, there is this thing as that there's a war. I don't even want to say war, but there is a um a situation in life that's that has a lot to do with love and hate. They occur all the time. So love and hate is real. You can tell by people's actions. I like to keep it real simple when I talk. I can go into some other things, but so yep. What they say, 22 million people just in the United States. I'm assuming I heard the number of 22 million people lost their jobs. We can see thousands just around us in our immediate neighborhoods. Like I say, I was at 24-hour when it first happened. They were waiting for the phone call to shut the place down. I've never seen people so humble in my life. And like I said in my in the other video, those people were very arrogant. I was like, why is everybody being so nice? I knew like, but all right, it was like this. I was at 24-hour fitness and they were talking about the this and the that, and they said they might shut us down, but they were being like extra nice and extra humble and extra, But then I saw on the news, I was like, well, they're telling the people they're telling LA Fitness to close down. So I was like, oh, so they finna shut down the gyms. I was like, oh, this is getting real. All clubs, all gyms, all bars, all stadiums, all basketball, all football, all of it. Church, all of it. All of it. Church, yes. All of it. A long time ago, I started asking God for a personal relationship because I would go to certain churches and it just wouldn't do me no good. Now I'm not saying nothing against the church because that's where I grew up at. That's where, my first teachings came from. I'm not saying nothing negative about the church, but I would just go to certain churches and I would feel like, what the hell did I set myself up to come here for? I would walk out leaving worse than what I felt walking in. One preacher got up there and said he was dressed like a certain kind of way, and to put his church in check, because there are ministers out there that are doing that. He said to put his church in check, he was like, he dressed up a certain kind of way, was asking people for money. I was like, oh, get away, right? So that same man came out to the stage and he was like, all you people that I asked money for, welcome. This is me. I'm the pastor, and I see how most of you guys treated me out there. I want to let you know you shouldn't be doing that. I don't went to churches and felt straight racism. That's why I call it a hospital. I don't went to churches and was like, man, am I supposed to be up in here, yo? For real. Seriously. Like, am I supposed to be here? Getting certain looks, feeling certain energies, people looking at you a certain kind of way. Well, it was just like, dude, I'm not surprised at what's going on the planet right now. God bless you guys, man.